Alright, new character inbound. Hopefully you checked out the developer's insights. If not, whatever. This is the video we all care about anyways. So it's the kit reveal. Apparently Luthen Rael is the next conquest character. So this might actually be a pretty good kit. So with that, let's get into it. Alright, so starting off is Tools of My Enemy, which has an Omicron. They're back to putting them in these stupid small screens, so I gotta zoom way in. I'm assuming that guy over there must be the summon. So it's just a shot, and then he double shoots. His summon double shoots. Final text. Deal special damage to target enemy and inflict healing immunity for 2 turns. Axis. Bonus. During Luthen's turn, inflict buff immunity for 2 turns on the target enemy, which can't be dispelled. And if the allied rebel commander is active, inflict fear for 1 turn on the target enemy. Curator. Bonus. Dispel all buffs on target enemy. During Luthen's turn, if the allied rebel commander is active, call them to assist. Alright, well, real quick, I don't remember what Axis and Curator was. Axis is with Saw Gerrera, Curator is without him, so most likely that means Mon Mothma. While in Grand Arenas, during Luthen's turn, he gains 25 speed, max 100, until the end of the encounter, and the target enemy has their defense reduced by 30% until the next time Luthen uses his basic ability, or until he is defeated. Alright. Special 1, what do I sacrifice? Cooldown of 3, also has an Omicron. So he kind of waves at them, and boom, everybody gets a boost. Alright. Final text. If the allied leader is rebel and not a GL. Ooh, GL, not a GL. That sucks, because I was saying before, I wonder if he'd work well with Leia, but apparently not, because it says and not a GL, so they don't want you doing that. But that's because it probably would make a ridiculously OP team. But anyways, summon a rebel trooper and promote them to rebel commander. If the rebel commander is already present, dispel all debuffs on them and they gain a bonus turn. I don't know why it says they, it's he. Rebel commander is a guy, so screw you, Tuscan dickbag. Target rebel fighter or Mon Mothma also gains 30% offense stacking and is immune to turn meter reduction until the end of their next turn. What's the point of Mon Mothma gaining 30% offense? She doesn't have any attack, she's like 3PO. Oh, I'm going to gain offense to not use it at all. Axis bonus, so that's with Saw Gerrera. If the rebel commander is already present, he gains 50% offense stacking for 2 turns. Curator bonus, so basically with Mon Mothma. If the rebel commander is already present, he recovers 50% health and protection. Target rebel ally gains Frenzy for 2 turns. Frenzy, that's a Biston move. And then while in Grand Arenas, if the rebel commander is already present, all allies gain critical damage up for 2 turns. Mon Mothma and all other rebel fighters, rebel fighter allies, gain 30% offense stacking and are immune to turn meter reduction until the end of their next turn. Target rebel fighter ally ignores taunt until the end of their next turn. That's an Omicron. It sounds like that's practically the same thing that's already just in the move as is, gaining 30% offense and all that. It's kind of a crappy Omicron. Special 2, a sunless space. This is just cooldown 3 and has a Zeta, so it's just a regular move, no Omicrons. So he kind of like taunts, and then this feels like, yeah, I did something. Taunting, and then, yeah! Final text, Mon Mothma and all the rebel fighter allies gain speed up and bonus protection 20% for 2 turns. Okay, that's weird. That is very specific to only Mon Mothma, which is weird because in the developer's insights portion, it sounded like they were really trying to link him up with Saw Gerrera. So to have a move that's specifically Mon Mothma related, that's kind of weird. Axis. So if you are using Saw Gerrera, let's see, basically the final text at that point is all rebel fighter allies dispel all debuffs from themselves. For each debuff dispelled, they gain 10% turn meter. If the allied rebel commander is active, inflict marked on them for 2 turns, which can't be copied or dispelled. Curator. Rally Mon Mothma and all rebel fighter allies. Okay, that's weird. So what does that do? Rally them? Who's even rallying them? This guy? And what's it doing? You're rallying them just to gain speed up and stuff? I don't know. Unique 1, Dreams with Ghosts. It has an Omicron. Final text. Mon Mothma and Rebel Fighter allies gain 20 speed. At the start of each encounter, if the allied leader is Rebel and not a GL, summon a Rebel Trooper and promote them to Rebel Commander. While the Rebel Commander is active, Luthen is immune to ability block, cooldown increase, and taunt effects, and he can't be targeted or reduced below 100% health. Oh. That's cool. At the start of battle, so this is the Omicron portion, if there is a Rebel leader, and there are no Rebel Galactic Legend allies, if Saw Gerrera is the leader, okay, so the Omicron is for Saw, Luthen gains the Axis effect. Otherwise, he gains the Curator effect. What? Okay. I said what, because at first I was thinking, wait, otherwise? So that means if you did have a GL leader, then he'd get the other thing. But I was like, no, it's just saying that if Saw's the leader, then he gets the Axis effect otherwise, which is obvious. That's how this works. Anyways, Axes with Saw. Whenever a Rebel Trooper is summoned, they gain the Expendable Asset effect and are inflicted with Marked for 2 turns, which can't be copied or dispelled. Whenever a Rebel Trooper is defeated, all attacker allies have their cooldowns reset. Now, the Expendable Asset is you can't gain Stealth, and they can always be targeted by enemies. They lose 70% max health and gain 70% offense. Whenever a Rebel Trooper uses its basic ability, it inflict defense down on the target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. Whenever a Rebel Trooper uses a special ability, they are inflicted with Marked for 2 turns, which can't be copied or dispelled, and they gain Retribution for 2 turns, which can't be copied. Which can't be dispelled. Wait, the first one said which can't be copied or dispelled, but it actually says which can't be evaded or resisted. Screwed that line up. Anyways, Curator. So basically, if you have Mon Mothma lead, it says when a Rebel Trooper begins his turn, Luthen and Mon Mothma gain 20% turn meter. That's it? Jeez, that's kind of stupid. And what's this again? This is the Omicron, or? Ay. These Omicrons feel like they suck. Oh wait, that's just part of the move? Okay, so the Omicron actually is, while in Grand Arenas, if there are no Rebel Galactic Legend allies at the start of the battle, Mon Mothma and Rebel Fighter allies gain 30% max health, mastery, and 20 speed. And they gain bonus protection 50% for 1 turn. The first time the Rebel Commander is defeated in each battle, summon a Rebel Trooper and promote them to Rebel Commander. The first time it's defeated, so you immediately bring it back, basically. That's cool, I suppose, because it keeps this guy from being able to be killed. Unique 2, Rebel Trooper. So this is basically the Rebel, the summons kit. Rebel Trooper. Final text, light side attacker, Rebel Fighter. Basic, Rebel Bravado. Dispel all buffs on target enemy and deal physical damage. If this unit has been promoted to Officer or Commander, inflict daze for 1 turn. Okay, so Commander must be the highest tier then, because this is Officer or Commander, and in that order. Special, Rebel Morale. Rebel allies gain defense penetration up for 2 turns. If this unit has been promoted to Commander, rally all Rebel Fighter allies. This ability can only be used if Rebel Trooper has been promoted to Officer or Commander. Unique, Rebellion Tactics. Mon Mothma and Rebel Fighter allies have plus 15% critical damage and plus 30% tenacity. Again, critical damage does nothing for Mon Mothma. She doesn't even have a move. The only thing that would matter in this is the tenacity. If this unit has been promoted to Commander, these bonuses are tripled. Jeez, plus 90% tenacity? Not bad. Unique, Summoned. This unit's stats scale with the Summoner's stats. The unit can only be summoned to the ally slot if it's available. This unit can't be summoned in raids. Ugh. This unit can't be revived. Well, it can't be revived, but technically it does come back anyways. Especially with this guy's kit reveal. It says when they die once, they come back again. Basically. So, but anyways, can't be revived. If an effect counts defeated units, this unit doesn't count. When there are no other allied combatants, this unit escapes from battle. A unit can't be revived if this summoned unit exists in their slot, which it shouldn't though, because isn't this always like a 6th slot? So how would it be able to exist in someone else's slot? Ultra. Luthen was such a badass character with the baddest name until you shared his full name. It's surprised to be sure. Can he put people to sleep like Andor did? Just kidding. Oh, they're saying that Andor was boring. Well, that is a surprise given that we just received a bunch of Phantom Menace characters and now we are back to the Rebel era. Full Geo Rebels. What? I'm so chuffed you added him to the game. I expected him sometime, but not this soon. Cool kit. What does chuffed mean? I thought it meant something like aggravated, but then he says cool kit, so it sounds like this person's pumped? When do we get a ship? I hope we get a ship too. L. Just riffing, but I hope this is a precursor to a Rebel Self faction and an ISB faction too. What's ISB? Imperials... Well, I don't know. Andor was a country mile. By a country mile the best thing Disney has done so far with the franchise. And the ship just goes without saying. I don't know the general opinion, but I'm personally really not excited for this character. I'm sure he'll be good and relevant, but CJ should put more weight into characters that people are actually interested in rather than new shows. An older Republic character would have been epic. Time to wait 3 more months, I guess. Disappointing. You know, I do understand where this person's coming from. Like, first off, the new characters, when you get them in the game right away, it is kind of silly, because there's a lot of, like, legacy stuff to choose from, so when you're putting something new in the game already, it's just like, oh, alright, calm down. Like, this Acolyte show just started, and they'll probably be adding some of those Jedi from the Acolyte into this game, and it's like, alright, well, we just heard about them, like, give us some time. Second thing is, not everybody's watching those shows. Not everybody has internet. I mean, I guess everybody does. I don't. But a lot of people do. But still, not everybody has Disney Plus. Not everybody's following up with these shows. It's just like Marvel with what they did. With how they, like, make the shows. And then the next movie, it's like you have to have watched the show for the movie to make sense. And it's like, well, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, I think a perfect one for that was, what's his name? Doctor Strange 2. Because wasn't there a lot in that movie that relied on you having watched WandaVision? So for people like me that didn't see it, you're kind of lost, like, I mean, that was a bad inflection. I meant you're kind of lost, like, okay, so stuff's just happening now? Because WandaVision had it happen. So, yeah. A lot of people might not even know who this guy is. Even me. In the Developer's Insights, I said he was familiar, but I couldn't remember where he was from. And I didn't even watch Andor. So he must have just been familiar from, like, ads or something. But anyways, nice, interesting kit. But please, stop with the 3 Omicrons. The whole point of the 3 Omicrons, though, is for the conquest rewards. It helps make the character be a demi-GL in their respective game mode, which for him is Grand Arena. So, I get it, it's kind of annoying, but there is a point to it. So, I'll be behind it. It's not like they're just giving them 3 just because. Hey, we want to do 3 Omicrons. It's to make them better. Anyways, this person, in response to what that person said, which I just gave a long response to, says, speak for yourself. I think Andor was a great show, and Luthen was a great character. I do have to admit that a good chunk of the new-ish stuff wasn't great, but Andor wasn't one of them. Not saying there aren't better tunes out there, they could have released, but I'm certain that many will like this Luthen release. Lol, good luck. Yeah, I know, they'll probably add 4 Omicrons now just because you said something. Oh, three's not enough? Okay. That people are more interested in a video game era versus a new TV show is one heck of an assumption. I wouldn't call it an assumption, I'd say it's probably pretty accurate. I mean, that video game that he's referencing, Old Republic, that's, you know, it's been around for decades now. I mean, geez, when did it come out? Like, he's talking about Knights of the Old Republic, right? Yeah, must be, Old Republic. Coder, so that was what, 2004? It's literally been 2 decades now. I think a lot of people have a lot more interest in that than a show that just came out with new characters that you probably haven't even witnessed yet. I mean, come on. You know, you say Traya, you know who Traya is because she's existed for a while, but you say Luthen, it's like, which one was Luthen again? So, I don't think it's one heck of an assumption. I think it's pretty accurate. As canon characters go, Luthen is pretty cool, and anything to help the Saw and or Mon Mothma teams is probably a good thing. Revan could also use some help, so I do see the need for an Old Republic Jedi too. That said, I'm hoping that Luthen means we get a ship, which is actually the most needed thing this game needs, in my opinion. I find it really interesting that he functions differently depending on who's the team leader. I wonder if this sort of thing can be applied to more characters in the future. I find that to be kind of annoying, so I hope that's not the case. That's almost like some of these Omicrons, how they function differently, like Captain Rex's. His functions one way if it's a 3v3 Grand Arena, and another way if it's a 5v5. On paper it's cool, but in practice it's kind of annoying, because then you gotta like double check it. Oh crap, what is it doing now? Oh, it's just doing that. Or, oh, oops, it works like this, I gotta make sure I do this. When it's the same thing always, you learn it once and then you know it, and then you just know how it functions. So yeah, like this kind of, on paper it's cool, like, oh, he does different things depending on the leader, but then in practice I'm sure it's annoying. You're expecting that, oh yeah, good, I'm gonna do this and this will happen, and then it's like, why didn't that happen? Oh, it's because it's the wrong leader. You know what I mean? Like, it's not as cool as it might seem. I wish we could get a Morlana 1 private security faction as well, with Cyril Karn as the leader. Oh, could you imagine? No, I couldn't, because I don't know who any of these are. I burned my life to make a sunrise I know I'll never see. Luthen Rael. What? I burned my life to make a sunrise I know I'll never see. Alright, cool. He's certainly making me tune out like Andrew did. He's making me tune out. Somebody thinks he's kind of boring. I mean, sort of. His kit is all about support, so there's not really any like cool attacks going on. I don't know. Seems underwhelming as a conquest character. I'll agree, his Omicrons sucked. I keep complaining about them every time I read it. Cool character overall, just seems lackluster for the conquest category. Absolutely, he should have just been a marquee. But so far, Queen Amidala seems that way too, so maybe it's just the new norm. Lol. Queen Amidala? I don't know. Queen Amidala always seems to be a pain in the dick for when people go up against her. You just need to have the right squad, that's all. Queen Amidala and like Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon and stuff like that. Like, maybe you're just using her in a stupid way. Hey, bartender, I'll have whatever they're having. I submitted this as a question, but I'm curious if the auto resummon of the Rebel Trooper that I've highlighted in bold below still falls under the condition of Mon Mothma's leadership, or will it work with any leadership? It works with any leadership. Come on, did you read this or not? It works with any Rebel Trooper that's brought in will automatically be promoted to Rebel Commander. It doesn't matter who brings it in, that's what happens. It's a price for sure. I'm excited, but I wish it was ship. More tunes are, though, more tunes. What in the world are you trying to say? And he definitely seems like he's going to make Rebels like the Geos. More tunes are, though, more tunes. Okay. It's time to play Conquest again. Wow, this person's pumped about getting a doofy character. This is awesome. I really hope you guys make Kino Loya as well. Dude is a legend. I don't know who that is. I was expecting Luthen to be a rote reward, but this works too. I really like the kit. Looks like this will be fun. I don't want it to be a rote reward. We got enough to deal with Reva. There was no condition of Mon Mothma, only a no Rebel GL condition. Mon Mothma is mentioned because she is no Rebel fighter. What? Yeah, she's not a Rebel fighter, she's a Rebel, but still, her synergy is with Rebel fighters, ironically. I forgot Saw has an Omicron for his leader in Grand Arena, which potentially makes the combo with Luthen even more attractive. Very happy to have Luthen in the game as a conquest unit, Would be interesting to see that with someone like Crosshair could have neutral BB Empire synergy. What is BB? Oh, Bad Batch. Oh, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Somebody that can, like, depending on where he's at, you just flip. Oh, yeah. I'm a Bad Batch character. Yeah, I'm Empire, bitch. This. Also, really hope we see a ship. Well, I don't know anything about a ship. But I would say we definitely do need more ships, because we have a ton of capital ships and not enough regular ships to fill it out, which is kind of stupid. Anyways, looks like that's about it. That's the community comments and the whole entire kit reveal. Yeah, conquest character seems kind of mid, a little bit disappointing, all things considered. But what are you gonna do? I'll have him in about a year or so. But yeah, that's all I got. So thanks for checking this out, and until next time, I said see ya.